Alright, welcome back to another Omni Garage video. So I've got some oil, air filter, cleaner kit and an oil filter, so we're going to do a bit of a maintenance here on the blue Subaru WRX, so let's get stuck in. So we're going to start with the air filter here first. We're taking the car for a bit of a drive so it is nice and warm, so we're going to let it cool a little bit more before we get to the oil, but we're going to take out the air box. If you want an in-depth video on how to do this, we do have that on the channel, so feel free to check that out. So I've got a K&N air filter in here, and it's relatively new, but what I'm going to do is take it out and I'm going to let it soak in some K&N cleaner for about 10 minutes, and hopefully that will get all that sort of dirt and stuff off there that you can see. Yeah, it doesn't look as bad as the last time we did this, but it's only a short interval in between. Slap heaps on, you reckon? Yeah. Soak it down. Right, it's been 10 minutes, so we're going to rinse out this filter. Clean side out. So straight away you can see all that red oil being flushed out, which is really nice to see. You just want to do this under real low pressure water. So I've been through and picked a few of the bugs out. It's all nice and clean. You can see that now all that red oil's come off. Got to let this dry. You really want to make sure this is dry before you then spray your oil back on here. So we'll let this dry probably for a couple of hours or so, see how it goes. It's nice and hot today, so it should dry real quick. Alright, so we're going to get under the car now and drain the oil, and this is made really easy because we have installed a Fumoto oil drain valve previously. So again, if you want to see the step-by-step for that, go and check out that video, but this makes this process so much easier. The hardest part of doing the whole oil change is taking off this plastic covering that covers the bottom of the engine here. I really want to get one of those, you know, those big metal sheets that come under here that's actually got the hole cut out for your drainage and to get your filter out. That'll make it so much easier. Yeah, there's a couple of really cool companies who do some like aluminium ones which look really cool. I don't know how they hold up over time, but access wise make it so much easier. So if you're going to repeat the same process, what you want to make sure is that you've taken your car for a sufficient drive to heat up that oil, because you can't turn it on now with that air filter out to heat it up any further. So we did take this for about a 10-15 minute drive earlier, so we should be good to go to get underneath and drain the oil. So a wee while ago we installed a Fumoto oil drain valve, and basically these things are amazing. So what usually you'd have is you'd have an oil drain plug with a crush washer, and you'd always have to get a new crush washer and crush it in there every time you did the oil change. But having this valve here, you basically just take off this plastic cap here. There's a little lever on here. You pull the lever and the oil just drains out. You close it back up, put your safety lock back on. We're just struggling here to take the lid off. It won't quite fit under the car, and we want to be able to drain it really nicely into the old motor. So any tips on how to take that off? I don't think it comes off. No? Surely it does. Probably need an impact wrench. Yeah, probably. What I've done is I've just done a semi-pull on there, so this usually comes out a bit further, but if I pull that right out I can't get under the car. We want to show you guys the oil being drained into here, so a little spout like that should be enough. Oh. What do you reckon, made to fit? Yeah, made to fit, that's perfect. Easy. Okay, so as soon as we turn this plug here, the oil will drain straight out into there. Hopefully the idea of this is to create no mess, but can never guarantee anything. Get a Fumoto oil drain valve, they said. Yeah, it'll be quicker. Take it to the dealer, G. Don't miss. Go. Oh no. Get a rag. Oh no. In a perfect world, you should hold that up against the valve as you open it. We're just trying to be a bit too fancy for the video to show you guys what it looks like. So this oil will just keep dripping forever, but I think we'll stop it there. We've got most of it.
giving everything a bit of a clean up in here. Always nice to do this while you've got the cover off.
Yeah, we did get a little bit of oil around these few areas just as you touch things to undo them, so clean that all up. And then your drain plug, or your drain valve, comes with one of these sort of safety locks, so you want to make sure you put that the plastic cover back on, lock it in place. I've never had this come undone. I've had it for about a year or so, so these things in my opinion are pretty safe. Clips in place, and that just locks that in there so that you can't actually get this lever out, which is good because you don't want that coming off, because otherwise you're going to end up with no oil. And the other thing is, Fumoto have just made these. They sent us one of these to this is a short nipple, so they've designed a little cap here that's quite cool that just clips onto the end of this here, which I think is a nice little addition, just to help to sort of, I suppose, stop any dirt and stuff getting in the end of that little short nipple there. Although it doesn't get too dirty, I think that's a nice little addition there, so thanks to Fumoto for sending us those. That's really nice. Just finishes that off. So we're just going to take off our oil filter here, and I've got a Ryco little oil filter remover here that fits perfectly into there, onto your socket, so this makes it easy as to get off. I need a couple more turns on there. Let that drain away. So Possum Born Motorsport, they do these Subaru kits, oil filter change kits, which means that you get your oil filter, you get Motul 8100 XS, and you also get a crush washer. So if you didn't have one of the drain valves we just showed you, you get your crush washer. Super good kit, but we're not going to need that. And then I'm just going to sort of get a little bit of oil here, a little fresh oil, and just rub it around the gasket. That's what it says to do with these filters.
I think there's differing opinions out there as well, whether you need to fill the oil cap up with oil. I mean, this is sitting on the bottom of the WRX, unlike some of the newer WRXs where it's top mounted. So
yeah, and I've got a Haynes sort of repair manual, or sort of garage manual, that I bought when I got this car, and it doesn't say to fill this up with oil. It also says on this filter just to get a little bit of fresh oil and rub it around the gasket. So I don't really know what the correct answer is. I'm sure people will be able to comment on the video whether you fill this up with oil or not. I really don't know. I've done a few oil changes now. I've never filled this up and I haven't had an issue, so I guess let us know. So I've given it a little bit of a tidy up under here. This will just keep dripping forever. Then we get to screw on our new filter. Because I've screwed it on so slowly, some of that old oil has dripped down. And then when you can feel the oil filter basically touch the metal here and make sure it's nice and seated, then you kind of want to do one extra turn with this filter, and it's written on the side of this here that tells you exactly how to do it.
And this is where these ceramic coating towels come in so handy. Don't throw them in the bin once you've ceramic coated your car. Use them for stuff like this. Super handy to have as rags.
Yeah, it's good to get a second use out of these, because then once you've got oil over them you can just biff them out. But yeah, don't be buying extra rags. So tidy that up in one extra turn. There we are. Done.
What are you doing there?
just covering this up. You can use a funnel and put a funnel in there, but this is the old cheapo Omni garage, so
yeah, no lift, no funnel.
no lift, no funnel. So this car takes 4 litres of oil, so we'll put 3.5 in, or 3.5 and a bit, and that should do us very well.
We'll check it, top it up as needed. Always
the good thing about motor was that these come with spouts, so you pull that out, and especially you really don't need a funnel. But
I think the really cool thing about the Fumoto valve as well is the fact that if you overfill this, you can go back and let it a little bit out.
yeah, so actually when we did our first oil change, we overfilled by quite a bit. Pulled the tap, oil out, good. Nice little safety feature there for a novice like ourselves.
I think this is always the most satisfying part of the oil change.
I reckon the car like gains an extra 10 horsepower when you do an oil change, new
Easily.
filter, clean the air filter.
Cabin air filter probably adds another 5.
Oh yeah, it's going to feel like a brand new car.
Oh.
Such a nice feeling.
Do you reckon you need a tune for the new oil?
I reckon you tune.
Take it up to Boss and Born.
Do you reckon this is how you chuck back jugs of beer at uni?
Ooh.
Just glug it back, eh? Ooh.
Ooh. These motor bottles are quite tough to see through. Like I find that this is quite cloudy, but we've got a lot more to add.
So I've put in just over 3.5 litres of oil here, so we're pretty close, I think. Yeah, so we're not quite on our full circle there, bearing in mind the car's cold, so I'm happy with that. I'll take the car for a drive, make sure that we're all sort of sealed up underneath, and make sure we haven't got any oil dripping out. But while the car's up on jack stands and stuff, I'm going to do a quick tyre rotation as well, so I think that's needed, so we'll get into that too. So it's also really good just to inspect them, make sure there's no like damage to the tyres or any uneven wear. But these are all pretty much brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, so I wouldn't expect there to be any problems, and these are all looking pretty good. Alright, so this is the last wheel to put back on. And so I've been around and I've checked all the tread as well, so we're sort of running between 6 and 7 mil of tread on these tyres. So these Pilot Sport 4s are really wearing really well with that tread, so I'm pretty happy with that. Do these up hand tight, and then I'll lower the car and torque them down. There we are, tyre rotation done.
There we go, that wraps up a bit of Saturday morning maintenance here. It's not Saturday, it's Friday.
Yeah.
Friday morning maintenance.
Yeah,
Public holiday.
It's Easter public holiday, so yeah, it is Friday for
great
us.
to have a long weekend. So we've changed the oil, we've changed that, we've cleaned up that air filter, and also done a tyre rotation. So
yeah, I sort of do every 5,000 Ks, I do periodic maintenance here myself at home, oil changes and things like that. And then at 10,000 Ks, I take it into the Subaru dealership and they do their thing there. I know that's probably overkill in terms of changing oil and stuff, but it makes me feel good that I'm trying to take a little bit more care of the vehicle.
it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to do that as well. You know, $100 in oil.
Makes me feel good, makes the car feel better, or seem to feel better. So
and,
I think
15 extra horsepower.
15, yeah. So I think it's really
worth
important.
Worth it. So we're going to move on next. We're going to start on the interior now.
Yeah, so we're going to take out the cabin filter and put a nice scent through the car and hopefully improve the smell of the inside. So that won't be in this video, that'll be in the video that you see in the next couple of weeks. So if you want to check that out, stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so thank you for watching and stay tuned for more OEM Plus right here on the Omni Garage.